Hi Mark, I'm Sophia. Today I'm going to read this article, No Sex, No Violence, just Film. Despite its severe Islamic censorship and taboos, Iranian cinema attracts a world-cult following, says Jeff Brown. Imagine yourself as a filmmaker in post-revolutionary Iran. Instead of shooting the Universal Studios, the venue for your creative labors is called the Studio of the Voice and Portrait of the Islamic Revolution of Iran. Perhaps your cameras are out of location in the streets. Your film project has already jumped 3 censorship hurdles imposed by government agencies: synopsis approval, script approval, and cast and crew approval. Now all that is left is to make the film, get to the government's final thumbs up, and be given an exhibition license. But you cannot relax for one moment. Your leading lady, should you have one, must be executive beauty, nor must there be any physical contact between male and female, even if the characters are man and wife or brother and sister. No violence, naturally, nor can any character burst into song. To the West, it may seem almost inconceivable that great and entertaining films could emerge from such restrictions, all put into place at different times since Iran's Islamic Revolution. Yet each year a miracle happens. Iran's films are regularly invited to festivals, win prizes, including the Palme d'Or at Cannes, and have become a cult among cinema aficionados. To understand this remarkable phenomenon, we must backtrack to the height of Islamic Revolution in 1978 to 1979. 180 cinemas around the country were burned down during the revolution, testament to the way films had come to be seen as part of the disposed Southwestern leanings. Filmmakers set out into the new era timidly, afraid of treading on toes and risking punishment. Sticky areas such as religion was best avoided altogether. Women too were for all time thought too hard to handle, but children seemed safe and cheap too. Yet there was much more than expedience involved. Making films about youngest growing pains and was an ideal way to do your bit for a society rebuilding itself around Muslim values. Visually, such films tend to be as decorous and simple as their characters, far removed from Hollywood's bedlam, and the West loves them for it. When Iranian films first broke through internationally in the late 60s, they seemed just one brand of Ixtica among any. Now they appear unique. Films on human scale, they fresh our Jake's eyes. Not that all Iranic cinema is classy enough to reach the West Cinema Festival and art houses. They mark their doors like everyone else, and the chasm sometimes exists between films aimed at local audience and those obviously prepared to charm outsiders. The best have the potential to please both camps, such as the Apple, about 2 teenage daughters kept virtually prisoners by their father, and Paranoia can still raise up among government bodies. One part of episode film, Tales of Kish, was withdrawn from the Fajr Film Festival. Iran's international showcase because the 30-year-old Iranian showed too much hair under her scarf. Despite hints and threatening attitudes, an Iranian film can spinly apt Western ways in nowhere in sight. For out of chaffing at individual restriction, that must be a sign for artist health. Thank you. And then I'm going to read next article. Iran reportedly. And then I'm going to read next article. Iran reportedly sentenced film actress to 90 lashes. An Iranian court has sentenced an Iranian actress to 1 year in jail and 90 lashes related to her role in an Australian-made film portraying social alienation, artistic repression, and drug use in Iran. According to an Iranian opposition, in an outcome that could have been lifted from the page of the movie script, My Tehran for Sale. The film's lead actress, Maryse Varfamer, was arrested in July and received her sentence at the weekend. According to reports quoting Iranian opposition website Kalameh.com, the Sydney Morning Herald reported. In the 2009 film, Varfamer portrays a Tehran actress whose theater work is banned by authorities and it is thus driven to Tehran's culture undergrounded. Ultimately, she contemplates whether to leave Iran for exile abroad. Varfamer often appears with a shaved head and no headscarf in the film, which also explores cultural operations in Iran and taboos such as drug use, the paper said. Varfamer's attorney has reportedly appealed the sentence, which was handed down on Saturday. Technically, she was accused of participating in the film whose shooting did not have the required permits. However, both the film's director and the actress' filmmaker husbands, Narsa Tegavia, said the charges baseless. The accusations against Maryse have no grounds. Granaz Mousavi, the Melbourne-based Iranian-Australian director of the film, said in the statement Tuesday, the AP reported. All the documentation has been provided to the Iranian court to show that permits was in place for the production of the film. Australian Foreign Minister Kevin Rudd also expressed concern about the sentence Tuesday. The Australian government condemned the use of cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment and is deeply concerned by reports that Mrs. Maryse Varfamer has been sentenced to 1 year in jail and 19 lashes for her role in an Australian-produced film. A spokeswoman for Rudd said in a statement, the AP wrote, the Australian government urged Iran to protect the rights of all Iranians and foreign citizens. Iranians' Orwellian justice system has provoked past controversies. Last year, for example, Iranian courts approved a death by stoning sentence for Saghani Mohammad Ashtani, a woman accused of adultery and murder charges. Ashtani's sentence was stayed, but only after a global outcry from international human rights groups. The moratorium had been declared on stunning in 2002, but the nation's Islamic courts have continued to hand down stunning sentences in accordance with the strict wording of the law. On Tuesday, Iran President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad reportedly took to his website to criticize a flagrant punishment handed down to a student who had criticized him. When high-profile figures freely insult the government, I disapprove that a youth is flogged for insulting me, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad wrote at the presidential website, the Associated Press reported. Lashing sentences are not unheard of in the region. Last month, the Saudi king reportedly overturned the lashing sentence handed down to a Saudi woman who had been arrested for driving. And thank you.